Hello, I'd like to introduce the program to the concert Katherine Mansfield et la musique. We gave 3 concerts in October, 1 in Paris and 2 in Avon. The first one was at Reed Hall in Paris. Dunstan Ward had a plan to bring the Katherine Mansfield Fellow in Menton to Paris for an event around Katherine Mansfield. This had been planned for quite some time, but was interrupted by COVID, so it was finally realised in 2023. When I arrived back in Paris after a trip to New Zealand in May, I had with me a copy of the Viola Sonata by Arnold Trowell, and I mentioned this to Dunstan. And this was the starting point of the musical content of the event. So in fact the concert was a short concert, the second half of an event around Katherine Mansfield. The first half was interventions by Owen Leeming and Sue Wooten. So the Viola Sonata by Arnold Trowell was dedicated to Lionel Tertis, and this was quite a big project for me because I'd taken a copy of the original manuscript and took to engraving a copy so I could have my own performing edition. So this was the first work on the program that we decided on, and it seemed appropriate to have another Arnold Trowell work because of the connection with Katherine Mansfield. So here's a large repertoire of cello and piano music. So I spoke to Sébastien Hurtaud, and he was keen to participate, and I asked the pianist Isabelle Dutel. And the third work was my Prelude for piano and cello, which had been composed in 2014 and presented at the Katherine Mansfield conference in that year. So the Avon concert was an expanded version of this program. End of May, Sherry Grant asked me to write a song using a text of Katherine Mansfield, and I wrote this in July, Voices of the Air, and Sherry Grant and Tessa Romano premiered that work in Dunedin in September. So I thought that would be a good idea to be able to re-perform this work in October, which was after the premiere, and I asked Kayla Collingwood if she would be able to sing this. So we brought Kayla into the concert, and we also added 2 songs with a text by Katherine Mansfield, with the music by Katherine Mansfield's sister, Vera Beauchamp. And the other work was 2 more works. Ross Carey, a long-time friend of mine, who had also written 2 Katherine Mansfield songs for Sherry and Tessa. And the last work was the Haikai by Jean-Claude Wolff. So the concert was given at the Manoir de Belle-Bar. This was a very interesting venue because it was not very far at all from where Katherine Mansfield had stayed in her last days. In fact, just a few hundred metres. The Parc de Belle-Bar is only a couple of hundred metres from Rue Katherine Mansfield, which adjoins Rue des Basses Loges. Katherine Mansfield stayed at the Prieuré on Rue des Basses Loges, so very close to the Manoir. And the Manoir was an extremely interesting place to give a concert for myself as a musician, because the Manoir had been owned from 1888 by Auguste Durand, the well-known French music publisher. Many many notable French composers, very well-known composers such as Debussy, Ravel, Fauré, often used to stay at the manoir with the publisher. They had a close relationship. Above all, Debussy, who even had a room named after him. So this was a very interesting venue. We gave 2 concerts there because there was no room that was particularly big, so we had a maximum number of people possible of 50. So we gave the concert twice, once for the public of Avon, and a second time for members of the Katherine Mansfield Society who were there for the colloquium this year.